to the channel, and it's been a few weeks since we last did some content on the Yaris. At least for me, the inside of the Yaris is probably one of its main weak points, in being like the steering wheel and just like how cheap and cheerful things feel on the inside of the car. I've started to really realise the other things that also probably need to be updated, and the biggest one of all being the actual infotainment setup. The screen, the buttons, it looks like a Game Boy from the early 2000s. It's just like shit. Unfortunately today we're not actually updating the head unit, but we are going to get some much needed upgrades in terms of the software. So that is where the Smart AI box comes in that was sent out, and I'll leave a link down below where you can actually purchase your own. And this is a big game changer for the Yaris. And the cool thing is this works with every single make and model of car that has wired CarPlay. That is an important thing to remember, is that you do need to have the ability to have wired CarPlay in your car to be able to use this. If you don't, buy a new car, I don't know. So this CarPlay box actually allows us to watch Netflix and YouTube on the car screen, which you shouldn't do, but if you're sitting in a parking lot or something not doing anything, it can be quite useful. Don't use it while you're driving. It allows you to like screen share your phone onto the actual head unit. This also gives us the ability to do that. That'll be awesome for ECU tech, because then we'll be able to see like the temps and all the different sort of data logging from ECU tech. Instead of just having it on your phone, you can actually have it on the screen. So I think that'll be super useful for that. And yeah, this works for both Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. So let's jump in the car and we'll get it installed. Okay, so for the longest time, I've actually been using a quad lock accessory. The placement of the GR Yaris only USB port isn't perfect. I want more control from my phone onto the main screen, and that's the biggest reason for this. So yeah, it's a very similar size to the quad lock one. It's just sort of on steroids, and that's what we're into here. It's a pretty small box. So yeah, that's the box there. Pretty standard, pretty small. In fact, it's almost the identical size of the quad lock piece. And then you have C to C, and then you also have USB to USB-C, which is what we need because the Yaris is outdated, as we know. It's also a really nice small cable. So anyway, to plug it in, simply plug in USB-C and then chuck it into the actual port. Turn on accessory. So you press the CarPlay. Okay, sweet, we're in. This is our little setup. Straight away, it's actually really nice and responsive, which is good. Right, how do you connect your phone? Alright, so we're going to now go back to the garage, we'll finish up the setup, and I'll show you guys exactly how it works and sort of features and the different things you can do with it. If you are on Apple, so CarPlay, download the CarBit Link app off the App Store. That's going to give you the option to screen mirror your phone to the actual head unit, which is what we want, and I will link that in the video description down below. If you're on Android, you don't need to do that because it's an Android-based system, so you can screen mirror straight from there. But yeah, if you are on Apple, you will need to download the CarBit Link Easy Connection app. So now, gone are the days of having a wired CarPlay, which for most cars probably isn't an issue because it's usually in the center console, but because the Yaris doesn't have one, the only USB port the car does have is right in the middle. So usually your phone will sit here or even here. Even if it's in the cup holder, there's always a cable running towards it, and not only does it look bad, it always gets in the way, especially with changing gears. And if you put it up here, if you put your foot down, your phone spends the whole time flying towards the back. First of all, just plug that in to the actual socket like so, and just for now we'll leave it resting down here. Turn on accessory of the car, and you'll see the little green light light up on the box. That means obviously it's working. And you'll get the Smart Box AI sequence that'll start up. This is your interface from the actual AI box, but we also still have access to Apple CarPlay. So you'll get Speed Play down here, which is CarPlay. This is where we have to connect our phone. So pretty much, I've already set mine up, but you go into Bluetooth, you'll find Smart AI box, you'll click that one and it will connect. And now straight away, we're set up into our normal CarPlay interface that you'd get from the wired CarPlay. So obviously we have full usability, it's all smooth and pretty fast. And this was something that was not possible before. So obviously there are a few different settings and a few different things that sets this apart from your standard CarPlay adapter that you can get. The biggest thing is you have accessibilities that you wouldn't have from what you can usually get off the shelves. So if I click pretty much anywhere towards the top of the screen, I'll get that little icon there pop up. If I press that, I've got these different options that come up here. If I press home, this takes me back to the AI homepage, and this is where we can start to use some of the features that we're not usually able to use on CarPlay or Android Auto. So if we go all apps here, we can see that we have the Android Auto sort of setup. Play Store is where you can download your new and different apps from that you want to use. But for example, Netflix is already pre-installed. So log into Netflix, you'll get the Netflix login come up like so, and now pretty much you just sign in. So I'll just do mine. You can also do screen mirroring. Now this is really exciting in the fact that for certain apps like ECU Tech, if you have the dongle, so you can actually project all of the data and any different gauges or stuff you actually want on the screen, and that's what we're going to run through how to do now. This works with everything, so if you wanted to watch YouTube, for example, on here, or respond to emails, or anything you want to do on your phone, you can mirror onto the actual screen. Android is a bit better with this because you can auto-rotate every single screen, so you can fill up the screen. With Apple, it's a bit different. Only in certain apps you can actually rotate the screen landscape to make a project landscape on here, but it still works and it's really, really useful. So again, we'll turn the car onto accessories so we can connect it. Go to your settings on your phone and go to personal hotspot. When you're there, turn that personal hotspot on. So you'll see, because we have obviously because we have our AI box connected, that's going to register on the screen. So the first thing that we're going to do once it's powered on is go to settings on the home screen, go to Wi-Fi. Once in Wi-Fi, you're going to turn it on, you're going to go into your Wi-Fi settings, and you're going to connect to your hotspot that you're pinging from your phone. And you'll see it load up there at the top. I'm going to press connect, and that is connected. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back to the home page on the head unit, and now on my phone, I'm going to find the EasyBit connection app that we downloaded. I'll leave a link to this app down below as well. This is the one that you'll download onto your phone. Once we have that like this, we're going to go back to the head unit and we're going to press on the Easy Connect CarPlay link app that's pre-installed on here. We're going to press the AirPlay, and you'll see that the CarPlay link 3766 in my case comes up. I'm going to press on that, and now it's going to screen mirror onto the actual head unit. So now we do have screen mirroring. So obviously, as I said before, it's stuck in this orientation of portrait, but as soon as we go into any app that you can rotate the screen on, that will mirror the same thing. So if I scroll across and find the ECU Tech, so I'm going to look that up, ECU Tech Connect. Now I'm going to connect, and I can rotate my phone. I can go my car, and obviously I have the ECU Tech dongle connected to my car as well, and then linked to my phone. Now I have the ability to have all of the tools that I would have usually on my phone on my actual head unit. From, for example, data logging, so I can set markers, and I can see like boost error, boost limits. I can see all of my pressure sensors. I can see targets, temps of like coolant temps. I can see engine oil and all that stuff right on my actual heads-up screen instead of having to look at my phone for this. So it's also super responsive. It's really, really fast. It's not laggy or slow. This is, for me, is the main reason as to why I wanted this AI box, is purely because it gives me this type of accessibility. It gives you screen mirroring capabilities. You get wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Sounds great, it all works super fast, and again, you now also have this little icon that comes up every time you touch the screen and allows you to go back to your home page. This is also all still usable as it is. Obviously we have CarPlay, so we press seed play symbol. It's super responsive, doesn't change any speed or time. It's just as good as it was from the quad lock connection. And overall, a really, really cool, useful upgrade on the Yaris. Moving on to what's sort of coming next, we do actually have a head unit that I will be putting in for review very soon, and we'll be linking this box to that head unit as well. So we'll have a much bigger screen. All of these buttons will be going very soon, and we'll have a whole screen. And it will just make it that much better for the interior of the Yaris. So thanks for watching. If you guys are interested in purchasing the Smart AI box, I'll leave a link down below to where you can get your own. And overall, a really small upgrade, easy to do yourself, doesn't take much time, but overall just a massive upgrade. Now got wireless CarPlay, and yeah, I will see you guys in the next video.